everyone. My name is Marshall3498. Welcome to another garage vlog on my channel. Yes, for those of you who watch my channel on a regular basis, I have a motovlog channel, but I thought I'd like to do something a little different and do my first big Lego review of a Lego set. First one I ever did. This one is 1,508 pieces. I'm trying to get both of this in the shot with just my garage Canon M50 here. Sorry, but this is a review and my first Lego set review of Optimus Prime. I'm going to be 43 years old as of 2023, so I grew up with Transformers and all that stuff. So it is something I'm very familiar with. I was a big fan of this growing up as a kid. So this is, I've built several RC car kits, dirt cars, carpet cars, off-road cars, and dirt oval. So I'm not new to the whole mindset of building things. This is a little bit difficult for someone even who's used to building stuff for your first big Lego kit. It's not a hard thing to do, but it does take time. This particular Lego kit is a total of 10 bags, and it does actually take quite a bit of time to do. You plan on, taking your time, enjoying the build, going over a little over an hour per bag. So, and of course you're going to make a few mistakes like I did. Some of the illustrations on some of the stuff in the owner's manual, sorry I forgot to mention that, is a step-by-step, tells you what pieces in here goes what, step-by-step, color, all the different like steps of what all you need to build this step. This are the pieces you need. So many of this, so many of that. So you can find them in that particular bag. And if you follow per bag and don't open, trust me, don't open a bag till you're ready to go to the next step, even though it might be exciting to rip them all open, but don't do that because it'll be a giant pile of Legos to try to sort through. But it tells you per step what bag builds what. And some of the illustrations could be a little better, like it could show up a little bit above it instead of more like horizontal level. So some of the times when you have a couple different pieces that go this way, can be a little bit confusing. But best thing I can tell you, especially on the pieces and where they go, is to count the number of dots. If that particular Lego has a dot on where they go and the orientation of how many dots over, like, left to right or up and down or different elevation changes. It's not terrible to do, but it will take some time. Enjoy the build, because basically once the build's done, it's, sitting on a shelf or sitting on a mantle or, sitting on whatever. And those of you who are wondering, yes, this does transform from this form to a truck form, and it tells you in the very back of the manual on how to do so. So that's fun, and it is a total of, let me look here. It is a total, including everything that it comes with. It is a total of, I'm trying to think here. Sorry, I should have done this before I turned the camera on. A little over 400 steps, front to back. It does give you this little tool here, which seems kind of weird, but what it's actually for is when you have certain Legos together, like if you can't get them apart, this end or this end with a couple of dots, or even this piece will help you get them apart if you make a mistake. Because if you have one giant block that's like 10 Legos thick, sometimes it's hard, and this piece comes in useful to put it underneath and pop it up. So all these pieces and the jetpack is included. It does come with, one second. It does come with a gun. Fake believe. Obviously, don't copyright YouTube. It's just a toy. It literally goes in Optimus' hand. And it gives you a little plaque that you set in front of. And it does actually, his chest opens up to reveal something from the cartoon. Little cube of life or whatever it's called. And even though this is really weird and you have to take off one hand to do it, an axe. It's part of the cartoon. And for those of you wondering, this Lego is, off the top of my head, if I can remember, 11.5 inches tall and like 5.5 inches wide. And I know I've probably got the camera a little high, but those of you can see, relative to my decent sized adult hands, basically the whole length of my hand from the bottom of his foot is barely even half the size of him. So it's a good sized Lego. It is a fun build. I had a lot of fun doing it. I spent a total of about 15, maybe 16 hours, like I said. You might as well plan on a little average of an hour per bag, and you're going to make a mistake. So if I had to guess, an honest answer is probably like 17, maybe 18 hours. I did about 2 bags at a time, and then I would take a break. If I had more time that day, I would come back to it an hour or two later. So, it's fun. It's a lot to do and a lot to learn. Like, even his head is like 45 pieces, even though it doesn't look like it on camera from this far away. But it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I see what the big Lego craze is about now, because anything you're interested in, whether it's Star Wars or stuff like this, whatever you're into, there may be a Lego set out there for you that just totally vibes you, and you can really, jive with it, so to speak. There's lots of the Technic ones that actually have moving parts and transmissions and a lot of cars and stuff like that. And they do make 3 Technic motorcycles and make 2 BMWs, 1 Ducati, for those of you who are wondering that are motorcycle fans of my channel. So the Ducati is the V4S. There's a Back to the Future one, the DeLorean and all, with a couple figures with even the hook on top that like hooks the tower in the first one. And even has a mechanism for that one to go up underneath, like it did in the second Back to the Future. So there's lots of cool stuff out there for, whatever you're into. There's Lego art, there's Harry Potter Lego. The sky's the limit. You can really spend a lot of money really quickly. I paid for this with my own money. This was not sent to me or sponsored. And I found this at a local big store at a decent price, $180 before tax, sales tax in Tennessee, and it was like $191 tax and all out the door, something like that. So, not cheap, but a lot of fun. Yes, it just sits in my dresser and basically collects dust. I have tried to transform it a couple times from the truck to the car. It's several steps and is a little confusing at first, but it can be done. The jetpack comes off to do that. It's several steps. Like I said, it tells you the full step on how to do it front to back. So on that, guys, hope you enjoyed this Lego review. I know I'm not the best at public speaking. I'm better on this thing behind me, doing the motovlog stuff on my motovlog channel. But I do what I can, and I thought this would be a fun video to make for any of you who are wondering, especially the motorcycle fans of my channel, to know there is motorcycle Lego kits available for you. There's a GS, a BMW S1000RR, and the Ducati V4R, the racetrack non-street legal one. So on that, guys, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, and we'll talk about it in the comments and have a conversation. Thanks. See you.